going from a TV show like The Americans where you kick some serious ass to like this movie where it's really girly, really romantic. It's a total romantic comedy.
This movie I actually shot when I was pregnant before The Americans, so luckily we, I know the characters are so similar, killing and frolicking the hills. They're all so similar. No, I shot this before The Americans came around, and I don't know, that's the cool thing about this business is getting to do a little bit of everything. I mean, I loved being in those hills and those corsets and, you know, working with Jennifer Coolidge, being insane. But I love The Americans. That's the great thing about this business is the variety of it and getting to do all these different things.
You didn't look like you were pregnant at all, so did the costumes help that look?
Yeah, because there are all those dresses that kind of, the waist starts here, so it hides, they're very voluminous, and your little baby's just growing underneath there. And certainly it helped in the boob department, because normally I have no boobs, and it's the only time in my life I have boobs, so I'm so excited.
Well, you showed them off well.
Yeah, exactly. That's like all you have to show in those dresses. So it was good.
What I thought was really interesting about the movie and all the characters was that you think you got a good read on the characters, but yet you find out you were totally wrong about them.
Right. Yeah. That's hopefully without giving too much away. I mean, I think that's why she goes. I think she knows she sort of isn't grounded in reality. She's having she's a little bit stuck in her life, and I think she knows she has this mild obsession with with this Austen world, and I think she's like, I'm going to go and I'm going to immerse myself completely in it and see if I can just get over it. And really it is. It's about understanding what's fantasy and what your idea of how something's going to be and what is reality and what is actually right in front of you.
Why do you think she is so over the top, obsessed with this world?
I don't know. People get stuck on weird things, People really do, especially people who love collecting. Like, who knows? It might have been a time in her life when something kind of went amiss, and then she just zeroed in on that, and that's what got her through, and that's what's going to get her through. But I think it's just what she held on to, and I think, I get that way about books. I mean, I love to read, and I think I can very much disappear into my own world, and I need to be woken up and realize that there's people in the world, and I need to go to dinner or, talk to a friend or something.
When you first read the script and you saw just how kind of outrageous she was, what was your initial reaction towards her?
I thought she was fun. I thought she was a total nerd, and in a great way, but like like in this great embarrassing way. Also the idea of a place like this is so funny to me. I mean, the idea that someone would go and spend all this money to dress like that and to be romanced by these actors who are like flirting with you, and then like you're promised this ball at the end of the trip, and that someone's gonna ask you, like fake ask you to marry them, is so amazing to me. And I do sort of love that it's like the guys have whatever their version of like strip clubs, and then girls want to go to be romanced and by like fake Mr. Darcy's. I just think is amazing.
You have a lot of really interesting scenes with Jane Seymour's character. What was your take on her? Because she just did not like you from the beginning.
I know, she's so mean. I love those scenes because anytime someone's being so mean to the underdog, you love them. You're like, she shouldn't be treated like that. They're great. And I also love that Jane unabashedly through the whole thing even she's being treated so mean, and she's just like, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so psyched. I love it all. And you're like, oh no, they're gonna be so mean to her. Yeah.
And finally, you're gonna be in the sequel to Planet of the Apes.
It's true.
Can you tell me anything about your character?
What is my character? It's a tough one to describe because it's so epic. I can tell you that it's about 10 years after Rise, the first one. And basically where we come in is that there's been this virus outbreak and there's very little of civilization alive. And the apes that are left don't think there are any humans left, and the humans don't think there are any apes left. And through a set of circumstance, they meet up, and it's really about can the two communities sort of exist together. I play one of the existing humans in the colony, and I'm have some medical skills, although, you know, it's not like I'm a big fancy doctor, but anyone who has any skill has now been, there's no electricity, there's no, you know, so everyone uses every little bit of, you know, training that they have, and I'm sort of Jason Clarke's girlfriend.